Equestrians! Welcome to episode 1 of Canter with me. I'm your host, Anna, and for this episode, I wanted to introduce myself, and also, this will be my setup. Well, no, this won't be my setup. This is a very rough setup. There will be something here. I have a tapestry. It's over there. It's above my bed. But, I didn't really want to move it today. Just wasn't feeling it. So, as I said, I want to introduce myself. So, I am Anna Pingree, as I've said a million times before. And I've been riding since I was 5 years old, so that makes it 17 years I've been in this industry. Loved every second of it. There's definitely been hardships, but we'll get into those. We'll also get into my achievements and my very happy or good, happy times too. I started out on Long Island, where I grew up mainly. Then I didn't take a break. I was kind of forced to take a break because my family moved to New York City, and unless you're a police officer, a mounted police officer, you're not riding horses in New York City. And even then, you don't, there's no barns in New York City. There's two, but they're super far away, and no, who wants to drive? No. Driving in New York City is no fun, ever. Driving in any city, really, is no fun, ever. So I did tennis for those 3 years, but I did have a friend, and she did go out, and her parents did drive her out, halfway down Long Island to a barn, and she would ride her horse, and I would sometimes join her. So I did ride. I did get to ride, occasionally. So I was still in it, but I wasn't, in it. And then I went to boarding school, and the only reason why I chose to go to boarding school is because, well, it was either boarding school or go to high school in the city, and if I went to high school in the city, I was not going to be able to ride. And that was just not, I was not allowing that to be an option for me, because I was like, first of all, I hate New York City. Unpopular, I don't know if any of you or anyone listening to this loves New York City, and if you do, I am so sorry. But for someone who loves horses, and horses are pretty much her entire life, New York City is not the place to be for me. There's one tack store, and so it's just not for me. It doesn't speak to me. It speaks to my parents a lot more than me, but also they're not involved with horses like I am. They're just not involved with horses. They never really have been. Yeah, so I went to boarding school because I really wanted to, pick up riding more, frequently again, and I missed it. So I ditched tennis, so glad, and I went back to horseback riding, more full time, and I started competing. I was on their IEA team. I did some, schooling shows. I did a dressage show. I did hunter shows. I leased 4 horses. The first horse I leased, it was a half lease. The second horse I leased, I think it started off as a half lease, and then we transitioned it into a full. And then I full leased this horse, and then I full leased another horse. And I loved all of them. They all had their time, they all had their place in my heart, and they still do. Now there is one that is forever going to be in my heart, and it's going to be in the biggest place of my heart. His name was Robin. Lovely boy. We miss him dearly. He's on my riding page, so if you want to check that out, I'll link that down below. It's called Heels Down, Eyes Up. And yeah, there's videos of me riding him. And also I have in the caption, his name. Also, in, the little circles of the stories, I have, one designated to him. So, there's that. After high school, I came to college, which I'm here now. I'm at college. And, my college is SCAD, so if you don't know what that is, it's Savannah College of Art and Design. Yes, it's an art school, and yes, it's art. you major in art stuff. But lucky me and lucky everyone else who's in my major who came to SCAD, they have an equestrian program, an equestrian studies program, and it is probably one of the strongest in the country. And we have a competition team, and it's one of the strongest in the country. I'm a senior. I'm in my last quarter of being a equestrian major, because it's insane. I'm about to graduate. I'm about to actually go into the real world and do this thing for real called life. It's scary, but I'm also super excited because I actually get to, take the reins of my life. My goal for myself this past year has been to really just be my true self and to really just be unapologetically me and say everything with my chest and just own it. Whether people agree with me or whether people don't agree with me. Now, I don't say things rudely, I just say my opinion. I've never really had the confidence to be able to really hone in on who I am and make sure that I'm speaking my truth, because I've always been afraid of being judged. And this past senior year, I've been just like, no, we're pushing those haters aside. Honestly, no one really, so far, I haven't really gotten much hate on just being me. So I'm like, wow, I've really been hiding for like no reason at all. So I kind of feel silly sometimes when I think about it. I'm like, wow, I really could have been doing this like a long, long time ago. But here we are, better late than never, right? And then this past quarter, winter quarter, like halfway through winter quarter, actually it was more like it was kind of during actually spring break. I was just like, you know what? I want to start a podcast. And it wasn't like my first time like thinking that. I've wanted to start a podcast years ago. But I just didn't have the courage to really put myself out there. And like then I started listening to people's podcasts and I'm like, okay, I have like many favorite podcasters, but I'm like, okay, let's just like take them off the pedestal for a second, right? Like the way I analyzed it was, let's take them off the pedestal and what makes them so special? What makes them be able to do this that I can't? Is it because they have a large following? They probably didn't start off with that, you know? They're just like any other person. If you stop looking at the numbers, they're just like any other person. So, what makes me any different? Another reason why I'm starting this podcast is because I talk to myself a lot in my room. Like, I literally talk to the abyss in my room. And I've come to a lot of epiphanies with myself in my room. And they have mainly been about horseback riding. And, like, whenever I'm having hardship, I really, like, talk it out with myself. And I'm just like, I'll be so real. I'll be complaining to myself. And then I'll be, wait, hold on. And then I'll just have, like, something will click in my head, right? And I've come to so many epiphanies. I've come to so many conclusions. I've taught myself things, or I've come to realizations with things, or I'm like, oh, that's what my trainer meant. Oh, okay. I get it now. I was like, wait. If I'm helping myself like this so much, I'm probably not the only one who would benefit from it. Because again, we're all sort of similar, and we all have fears, we all have hardships in life. We all have successes. And why not, make a little community out of that? And why not, share ideas, share experiences, and really just have a conversation? It's exciting to me, honestly, because this is the only thing different about me doing this is I'm recording myself. I have a microphone, and then I'm going to share it with people. Whereas before, it was just me sitting on my bed, talking into the abyss of my room, alone. And I'm like, I kind of feel a little less alone, doing this. I just want to help people, and I want to make people feel less alone. And I want to just share, like, my fears about riding, what my challenges are, and see if any of you, like, are going through that. And if you are, I just want to let you know that, like, you're not alone. It is a part of the industry. But yeah, I'm also hoping to do, bring guests on and do interviews with them to hear their experiences and how they went through everything and their, advice and insight. Because hearing it from one person is great, but, like, I'm pretty biased to myself, you know? To be able to hear it from someone else's mouth, it can be sometimes really good. Maybe I'll somehow figure out how you guys can send in your experiences, and then I can, like, read them aloud, and then I can give, like, as if you told me that, and then I can, like, respond. I don't know. It's not solidified yet, but it's definitely a lot of exciting things are gonna happen, and I want it to be also very chill and easygoing. I want this to be a safe space where everybody can express their opinions and their advice. I just want to, like, cultivate that community. It's like a little hangout session, this podcast. I want it to be like a little hangout session. I'm just excited to see where this podcast takes us, and I'm really excited to get to know you, and I'm really excited for you to get to know me. Just get excited for the future episodes. I just wanted this to be short and sweet. It'll be exciting. I'm excited to see where this takes us, and I'm excited to get to know you, for you to get to know me. Every Friday, I'm hoping to put out a new episode, so you can, bet on an episode coming out every Friday. I will be posting these eventually on YouTube, but as of right now, it's just going to stay on Spotify. I'll let you know when I start posting on YouTube. Exciting! Stay tuned for the next episode.